You know, it's episodes like this that make me realize how invaluable smartphones are in this modern day and age. For Smile, it could have helped the Precure get in contact with each other after they got lost. And for this episode, it really could have helped the victim of this week in two ways that we'll get into in just a bit. In this episode, we see the Kirakira Precure open for business, only to serve a grand total of 0 customers. Realizing that maybe a public park isn't the best location, the girls decide to pack up and move shop to another park, right in front of a class of kindergartners and their teacher. Cause yeah, I'm sure that won't attract any unwanted attention to the superheroines. Actually, yeah, that's pretty much what happens. All but one guy who we'll get to in a bit don't even notice the mysterious bakery that appears out of nowhere. I mean, come on, even Kamen Rider Decade, for all of its inconsistent writing, still had people asking how the photo studio kept appearing out of nowhere. Anyway, while in front of the kindergarten, they witnessed some dude with a very harem hero-esque voice converse with the teacher. Earlier in the episode, he was looking for a bakery using a very cruddy looking map. Not sure why he didn't just use Google Maps, but believe me, it gets a lot dumber from here, my friends. Anyway, after covertly moving a couple more times, the Precure run into the harem hero dude again, who apparently had been spending the whole day looking for a bakery that sells cookies. Yeah, apparently his whole backstory is that he went to the same primary school as the teacher from earlier, she shared a cookie with him during a field trip to the zoo, and now many years later, he wanted to buy some cookies to return the favor, as well as use it as a jumping off point to confess his feelings for her. I'm gonna repeat that. This guy spent the whole damn day aimlessly looking for some random bakery just to buy some cookies in the hopes of reminding this lady of an episode from their childhood. Okay, dude, even assuming she remembers something from that long ago, did you ever stop and think that maybe you could, I don't know, bake your own damn cookies? Seriously, out of anything the Precure have made so far, cookies are the easiest damn things to make. I personally made dozens of cookies of several different varieties. All you have to do is get out your phone, Google cookie recipes, and boom, you'll have freshly baked goods in less than an hour. If you wanted to express your feelings towards this lady, that would have been a far more effective and time-saving method, especially when he considers going to the next town over just to look for a bakery. But nope, the Precure just bailed the schlub out by baking some cookies for him. I immediately retract my harem hero comment. This creep, who has way too much free time on a weekday, couldn't pick up a bunch of horny monster girls. Whatever, the Precure give the cookies to the guy. A flying Theodore Rex swoops down and steals the cookies. Thank you, Nostalgia Craig, for reviewing such an obscure, crappy movie, by the way. They have an okay fight with him. The most standout thing about it was the inappropriate placement of his rolling pin tail at one point. Just let me be a little immature this one time. God knows the rest of this episode is giving me nothing to work with. What's-his-face shares his cookies with the teacher, totally pusses out at the last minute, gets some help from the Precure yet again. They flirt, whatever. The end! This was unfortunately yet another underwhelming episode after such a promising start. Obviously, the biggest problem I have with this episode is the victim of the week. Now, I don't like being this negative, but I'll just come out and say it. I think this guy is a waste of space. Putting aside his asinine attempts at acquiring a very simple baked good, he just is not the least bit interesting as a character. A dude who tries to reunite with a childhood sweetheart with nostalgic memories. Yeah, first get yourself a 401k, then maybe you won't come off as such a creep who ends up turning to a bunch of little girls to help with his love confession. Twice! Also, don't you dare quote Haruka after you mooch off said girls. Really, why do we even have to bother with this schlub when the major overarching conflict of this anime still hasn't been fully established yet? The fights are actually starting to pick up again, but until we actually establish who the thieves are and what their deal is, we won't be able to fully get invested in these fights. Now, I am still holding out hope that things will improve. After all, I've seen other Toei productions that started off on much weaker notes and ended up turning out some great products. But until then, this is filler in its purest, most boring form. Thankfully, next week at least sounds a little more interesting. Though I'm going to have to apologize, for the next couple of weeks, there might be a significant delay in these reviews going up. I'll be attending 2 cons in a row, my own local con and one up in Seattle. I'll still try to post them as soon as I can, but they likely won't include these live action segments with the green screen and everything, which, depending on who you ask, might be a good thing. Nonetheless, I'll try and make up for it by posting videos related to the cons, as well as the first part of my top Disgaea characters list before I leave for Seattle. Also, apparently Sinful Gear is getting a 4th season, not too long after I suggested it in one of these videos. Boy, wouldn't it be great if this anime could quit with all the damn filler and get back to the main plot? Hey, it's worth a shot. Anyway, farewell for now, my friends, and I think I'm gonna go bake some brownies to get my mind off this episode.